All right, how do we look? This is our this is our new camera. We upgraded to the Osmo 3. I don't know. This is my first time using it so far. We just got it in the mail yesterday, but yeah, we're doing a small weekend-long trip to Wildwood in Ocean City, New Jersey, and tonight we're going to be heading to the Castle Dracula weekend event. And yeah, they're going to apparently be announcing something there. I don't know. I don't know what time that's going to be. I don't know if it'll be when we're there or not. But yeah, we're going to be hitting that up and then doing Dante's Dungeon. So have any of you ever been to Castle Dracula when it was open? It was like probably the best walk-through haunted house that I'd ever been to. I was lucky enough to get to visit it in 1998 when we visited Wildwood. And also that year, Hunt's Pier, the old Hunt's Pier was open as Dinosaur Beach, so I got to do the stuff that was left there, and then I got to do Castle Dracula, and little did I know that, you know, only a couple years later, in 2002, the Castle Dracula would burn down and I'd never get to go there again. So, yeah, it's going to be cool to go to this event because there's going to be some people that, you know, that worked there, and like the actors and the cast, and like you know, just like a lot of the people attending the event are going to be people that, you know, went to it when it was there. And it was a huge loss for Wildwood because, like, when I think of Wildwood, even to this day, when I picture Wildwood, I just think about that big castle like looming over like that area of the boardwalk. Like it's like near the middle of the boardwalk, and I just remember as a kid going there and just seeing that big castle. You could see it from far away, and you know, and then right across from there you had Mariner's Landing, which is still there, but it was just a really cool spot on the boardwalk, and now that's all gone. So just kind of a shame. But
yeah, unfortunately, I mean, I'm like 5 years younger than you, so I never had the opportunity to get there while it was open, but my family generally went to Ocean City, Maryland, primarily, so I grew up with Trimpers and all of that, but yeah, I never got to go there, and it's always a shame when you hear of these things and you get to see them and never get to really experience them. So it's cool that they're having like a tribute event of sorts, and I saw about it in Daffy. We were in Daffy, the group.
Dark Ride and Funhouse Enthusiasts.
I didn't know if the A was for and or not. Yeah, that makes sense. They've been posting about it. This one guy is like very committed to the organization and like preservation of the history, which is really cool because I don't think there's that many people that are like historians on this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, people like you, our friend Andy, other vloggers into dark rides.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like there should be more I don't know,
appreciation, like in general, from like the general public, and not just the diehards, because I feel like we're like a very rare breed. There's probably only a couple hundred of us out there, really.
I mean, it's cool. Well, it's hard too whenever things burn down. Like, there's not that much of it remaining that you can preserve necessarily. I know that one guy has like a ton of the old dark ride props, but they're not like on display for the public or anything. I listened to Purple Stuff podcast with Sludge Central and Dinosaur Dracula. A Halloween season, like a few years ago, they said that someone had recreated, like, not a tribute per se, but a Castle Dracula themed haunt for Halloween in Philly. And apparently it only lasted like a season or two because it's like such a niche thing.
That's kind of what I predict the announcement to be.
Like a haunt?
Yeah. I think the announcement, because they set up at the East Coast Haunters Convention a few weeks ago, and I'm thinking that the announcement at the event is going to be that there's going to be a Castle Dracula haunt being set up somewhere.
Well, that would
Probably.
be really cool.
I mean, that's cool. I think maybe some people are expecting them to be like, we're bringing Castle Dracula back, because on the Facebook page there was some comments where people were saying, well, wouldn't it be great if they're bringing it back? But
of course, that would be amazing, but that would be crazy.
Yeah, that's really like setting your hopes really high, because but
I was disappointed because I thought that we could go to that haunt in Philly, but when I asked them about it, it only lasted a short period of time.
I only have like vague memories of it because I was only like 10, but the thing that I think what stuck out in my head more than the actual house was the dungeon boat ride. I remember that being particularly like unique and just like, to me it was more scary because I didn't know what to expect out of that. Like with the actual walkthrough, it was just like a haunt, you know. It was like I already been to stuff like that, but the dungeon ride was different because there were live actors in it and animatronics, and it was really long. And I remember, like, the biggest thing I remember about it was there was some kind of like really crazy weird animatronic at the end, like a big demon guy or something. I don't remember exactly, but he said something like that really like scared me. It was like something about like how he's gonna like follow you home or something like that. It was kind of like the Haunted Mansion, like the ghosts are gonna
kill to
it was something of that nature. And I just remember that like scaring me more than like the rest of the ride. But yeah, the dungeon boat ride I feel was like the biggest loss out of the two things, because that was extremely unique, and I think that the dungeon boat ride predates the walkthrough. Nichols Pier, where it was actually like a whole amusement park. You know, like the goat went back all the way back to like the 30s or something. I mean, or maybe even before that, because I think the dungeon boat. Oh yeah, that's what it is. The dungeon boat ride was an old mill ride, and then they turned it into the. So yeah, the dungeon boat ride was there way before the walkthrough, because it was originally just a like tunnel of love old mill, and they converted it into that. And then they had at some point they had an animatronic Dracula that came out, but that was gone by the time I was there in the 90s. I don't remember that at all, but I have seen video footage of it. But I'm sure they're gonna have some footage and stuff playing there. It looked like that was one of the things they had set up, was like a projection.
I really don't know what to expect.
I think like one of the main things there is gonna be like they're gonna be showing like footage of it like on a projection screen and stuff. So
I'm like eternally jealous of anyone that ever got to experience it, and that goes like along with a lot of different dark rides and stuff that are defunct now. You just can't, you'll never get that exact experience back.
Yeah, and I mean, Wildwood was a haven for dark rides back. I mean, even in the 90s, there was still a lot of stuff there. I mean, Hunts Pier didn't have as much stuff by then. Like, when Hunts Pier closed in the 80s, that's when a lot of it, because Hunts Pier had like 6 or 7 different dark rides just on Hunts Pier, and then you had like, what was it, I think it was called Sportland Pier, that was beside Hunts Pier, and they had Dr. Blood's Castle, I think it was called. And yeah, but I remember riding some different ones when I was there in the 90s. I remember Dark River was one of the best ones. That was at Maury's. And now that's the Pirates of Wildwood. You know what? We should do the Pirates of Wildwood ride. That's another dark ride. It's nothing like spectacular, but it is the original ride system from when it was Dark River. But yeah, the new one is like a 3D pirate theme. Like, it's nothing like spectacular, but any dark ride's good enough for me, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I don't even care if I think it sucks. If it's a dark ride, then I probably will enjoy it to some degree. But yeah, I haven't done that yet since they changed it. We're gonna do as much remaining dark attractions that are at the Jersey Shore as possible in this week, during this weekend, because really just all that's left now is Dante's Dungeon, Ghost Ship, which Ghost Ship is something newer that was added like in the 2000s, so that's nothing like classic. But you know, you got Dante's Dungeon, and then up at Gillian's in Ocean City, you got that dark ride there that we've done before. But yeah, we want to check that out again and do another vlog at Gillian's. And then they got like the haunted golf and like the you know, mid-century miniature golf courses and stuff. We're probably going to do some of those. Yeah, and we're staying at the Caribbean Motel in Wildwood tonight, which that's going to be pretty cool. It's a mid-century modern motel. It's been pretty well preserved. And yeah, it's going to be a really cool vintage-based little weekend trip here. 2 different dark rides, some other attractions and stuff, and yeah, we get there in a couple hours, 3 hours, so yeah, we'll see you there. Check out this little like ramp thing that goes up to there's like an observation deck thing up here, and then our room's on the 2nd floor. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of 1950s, 1960s era motels around this area here. That's really cool in there. It's on point for like the time period, like a tiki bar. Yeah, the pools looks pretty nice. This is awesome, right?
Really cute.
Yeah. All right, here's the room. Yeah, it looks pretty classic in here.
Cute.
Got like wood paneling on the walls and classic vintage style lamps. I don't know if they're actually vintage or not. No, they look like repro. Or wait, maybe they are actually vintage. It looks older on the top. I think they are. And you got these cool like palm tree cutout things on the walls here. Our room's on the 2nd floor, but it's like overlooking the pool, so that's kind of cool. Yeah, this is a really nice place. I mean, it was actually the cheapest of all of the, MCM style motels. There's actually quite a few in town, and most of them, it's like, this is only a block from the boardwalk. You would think it would be just as much as the other ones or more, but it was actually very reasonably priced considering it's a Saturday night in August, and all the other places were at least $100 a night more for the night. So yeah, nice room, nice motel. Okay, so our motel's right over here, and then the boardwalk's literally just a block up from there. So really good location. And if you were looking to go out on the beach, this is down a little bit from the most crowded area of the beach. This is technically Wildwood Crest, I think. It's the beaches are less crowded down this way. I don't think I've ever been down this far on the boardwalk before. It's a bit of a, yeah, the beach here at Wildwood is really long. You have to walk really far down this way. So yeah, this is as far down as you kind of want to be if you're coming for the boardwalk. Yeah, it says Wildwood Crest, so this is Wildwood Crest. But yeah, one thing that's interesting about, have you ever gone out on the beach here? Oh.
No.
It takes a long time to actually walk to the ocean. It's like a half a mile. The actual beach is a half a mile from the boardwalk to the ocean. It's really crazy. All right, we're walking up onto the boardwalk here. This is the very end, the south end. I don't even think I've ever been down this far.
Come here, and the one thing you would choose is Hershey's ice cream.
Oh yeah, there's probably so much good ice cream. Watch the tram car, please. So a cool thing about information about these tram cars is that they're actually from the 1934 New York World's Fair, and they're still running. Is it what?
I don't know.
Is it what?
The bike park.
I think you can ride bikes on the boardwalk all day long here. This place is massive. Do you realize there's that's only one of the piers. There's 3 massive piers. This is probably the biggest boardwalk in the country, I would imagine. Santa Cruz? No, Santa Cruz is not even technically a boardwalk. It's just an amusement pier. I think this boardwalk's 3 miles long or something. So yeah, it's been, I don't know, 10 plus years since I've been here, so. Yeah, I think last time I was here was 2010, 2011, so 13, 14 years. But yeah, it's good to get back here. I mean, this is one of the coolest beaches on the East Coast. The boardwalk's just so massive. It's kind of insane, actually. There's 3 massive amusement piers, which are basically a full-size amusement park on each one. They have some kind of
that's all the way back there.
Oh my god.
I wonder which side. Is it going on that side? That's what they said. Oh, there's some kind of street fair thing going on here. Boardwalk fair. There's a nice breeze going. It's not, I mean, it's like perfect temperature. I was hoping he would do it. Yeah, that thing's old, really old. It's from the 30s. I'm pretty sure the 1934 World's Fair. Wow, I just realized this is like a baseball diamond out here on the beach. That's kind of crazy. I never seen that before.
I love your tattoos.
You wanna get a picture here? It's probably better to do with the daylight. All right, here's the big letters. Wildwoods.
We should do it every letter. This one, the bottom.
All right, the convention center's up here. I'm pretty sure this is where the Castle Dracula event is. All right, we're here at the event. It's actually outside here at this park. We went into the convention center thinking it was in there, but the guy was like, "No, you gotta walk across here." But yeah, this is right here by the Doo Wop Experience Museum, which has a bunch of you know, old signs from Wildwood in the 50s and 60s, and you can do like a mid-century tour where I guess they take you around all the different like 50s hotels and stuff. And yeah, they have all these cool signs out here. And I'm pretty sure it's free to go in. I know that the Castle Dracula event is free.
They have a free museum in here.
Yeah, that's what I just said, yeah.
You can get sex.
Yep. All right. Got some cool neon signs right here at the entrance. That one was made for but that's a real neon sign, unlike a lot of the ones you see these days. Well, it's not LED or anything. Oh, cool. Okay, so we were just informed about this. I didn't even know this building was originally a restaurant that was a few blocks away, and they actually moved it here. Surfside Restaurant. So not only is the building old and cool, they got all this cool stuff in here from the 50s. And yeah, I mean, if you love the 50s and mid-century stuff, like Wildwood's the place to come, because they got all kinds of mid-century modern motels and just a lot of preserved stuff from the golden era. Sputnik, that's cool. Wow, this is really cool.
Oh my god, that's tulip lamp. Ooh, look at it. Look at that.
Oh yeah.
They're all like
Wow.
UFO.
Amazing. We got a lot of mid-century modern, just general decor and stuff in here. This whole recreation of a kitchen here. And yeah, all these neon signs are from, you know, some of the motels that have closed over the years and stuff. That's a cool bowling alley one up there. Kind of looks like the Death Star, right? Yeah. Wow, this is really neat I mean, it's cool that this is free, because this is really well done here. All these lamps on this beam here. They actually have some of these lamps in the Caribbean where we're staying tonight.
Oh my god, these lamps are to die for.
Yeah, they're amazing.
These are like next level lamps.
Yeah.
My friend is over like
I wonder if the lamps and stuff are from like the hotels in
Probably.
Gucci. Yeah, these are awesome. Bubbles. So yeah, they have this interactive display and stuff where you can play music and video. With the slide. There it goes.
Starting in the 1960s, the baby boomers who spent the last decade building sand castles and playing horseshoes were more interested in rock and roll than the opposite sex.
That's really cool.
They could find both in Wildwood. During the day, they'd lie on the beach with their transistor radio, listening to Joe
There's little bikes here. So yeah, that was really cool. The Doo Wop Experience Museum. Definitely something to check out here, especially since you don't have to even pay anything. It's no excuse to not check this out. All right, we're gonna head over here to the Castle Dracula event.
They made it the memories over the years because their energy that went through that place. Most points of the day, you know, without having that kind of.
They would have a parade that came down Atlantic Avenue and ended up on Cedar Avenue. So we donated the castle to the park, and all the proceeds that were gathered that night. So I played Dracula a couple times. But I ran the amusement part of Nichols Midway Pier, so I really wasn't an actor in the castle. But I came up with an idea for the dungeon. I got a feather from a peacock, and I went in the dungeon and hid in a corner. And they used to tell you when you get in the boat, especially the girls, don't put your hands out or your legs out because there's spiders, there's bats, and there's definitely rats. So I would wait to see a girl, and I would tickle her neck with a feather. That one scream would start scream after scream after scream. The whole place was on fire with
They didn't know what to
screams.
expect when you're down there. And I know sometimes some of the people that would hide down there, they would just whisper to people. Seriously, like, oh, what would you just say? I didn't say anything. And then they'd do it again, and they're off to the races.
There's actually two guys who worked in the castle right there. That's Ed Kennedy and forgot his name. What was
Gizmo.
he worked the lab.
Hmm?
Ed, you worked in the castle.
That everybody can still come down here. And one of the things is they always say is, man, I wish the castle was still here. And the fact that not enough people say it on social media, and again, you have to keep in mind that I know how social media is. It's not for everybody, and there is not enough out there on social media that shows the exact love that this castle had for so many people, for so many families. And I think I speak for everybody here from the bottom of my heart. I don't know how much any of us can ever thank you for what you've done for us. And the fact that the love is still there, I hope out of all of this and anything else that's to come in the future is a testament to your legacy, to everything you've done in your life.
I appreciate that a lot. I would love to actually put the castle back and the dungeon. Maybe one day we'll work on that. And I really don't even think we have to put it on the boardwalk. I think if it's anywhere on this island, the lines will be from here to forever.
Yeah, definitely. Everybody would love to see the castle come back, wouldn't we? Right?
I'll tell you one of the concepts I have. I say we sell shares and everybody could be an owner of the castle.
There you go.
What do you think of that?
There you go. That sounds great.
And I like that young lady's idea to make a motel room on top of the castle.
There you go.
And have you spend the night at the castle.
There you go. I mean, who wouldn't want that? Have a nice themed room? I mean, come on. Again, one thing about you is that you've given the opportunity for things that didn't exist. And the fact that I can go anywhere in the United States and Canada, and one of the first things they say is, did you ever go to Castle Dracula? No matter where you go, if you've heard of Wildwood, you know about your castle. So thank you very much for everything that you've done. Thank you very much for everything that you've done for me personally, that I don't know how I can ever repay you. But I know on my hand, I will do anything in my power to make sure that your legacy continues for as long as possible.
And I thank all the people who did go through the castle, because without those people, Castle Dracula would have not been so famous. And I think maybe more than 1 million people went through the castle and dungeon.
At least. So, Nick, thank you very much. If anybody wants to have any photos with Nick, he'll be right over here. Just follow him. You know him. You see him. He loves you. Take pictures with him. And again, if you want to get anything that's over by the Thanatos Productions booth, we have all the cameras.
They've got this big recreation of the. This was in the first room, right? That's what I remember. I remember this big fireplace type. Yeah.
Everybody here tonight? Alright, for a lot of people who like ghouls and ghosts and everything else like that, I know you got it better now. How's everybody doing tonight? Thank you, that's a lot better. Alright. Number one, I wanted to thank everybody 100% for coming out tonight. As somebody who has been a fan of this since I was 3 years old, probably earlier, this is why I came into this business as a haunter, was because of Castle Dracula. Everything that it had, everything that it spoke to. And as if you were here earlier and you heard Angelo earlier, this place is what really made Wildwood magical. You can have your Christmas, your Cinderella castle, and you can have your Sleeping Beauty castle. This was Wildwood. This meant more to more people than anybody could possibly realize, whether you were little, whether you were older, and the fact that everybody that has come out here today showed support on our website, showed support on Facebook. The Nichols family are here, so your cheers, I want you guys to cheer them on, because without the Nichols, there would not be a castle built in the first place. The Nichols family is part of everybody's childhood and our child's child, no matter what, because even though it's been gone 22 years, and it's been almost 50 years since it was originally built, the legacy still lives on. And I know all of you who go onto the boardwalk every single time you're in this town. You always want to look down Cedar Avenue, and you always want to hear that sound, and you want to see those griffins. And we have been working really hard with the city of Wildwood to change that. We have been working with Nick. We have been working with other individuals on this, and to say that we're going to finally change something about the Wildwood landscape on the boardwalk. It's crazy. So the announcement is that the Cedar Avenue will finally have a memorial on the boardwalk with a cast of the original remaining griffin that was on the bridge. It has survived. A collector has it. We will be making an actual cast of it and placing it on the boardwalk, real size, with a podium to match it. It's going to have a backdrop with the history of Castle Dracula on it and a gigantic picture of the castle. So you can go back on the boardwalk, go on Cedar Avenue, and actually see something from the castle, at least after 22 years. We are going to have it solar operated, so that this way there's solar lights on it, so this way the flame can actually go onto the top. It's LED lights, but I can't do real flame, and trust me, really don't want to do any real flame near anything having to do with Castle Dracula, so we're not going to do that. But we're going to have a full map of the castle for both sections. We actually have that exact picture that I designed. We have those available at our booth for 24 by 36s and 11 by 17s if everybody's interested in those. I literally just finished that last week. But it's got all the pictures to show everybody, so this way as you come down, it's not like just, okay, going on the website and go look at everything. You'll be able to go down and see it, stand next to it. And I am working on trying to make it so this way there's push button to actually hear Toccata playing on Cedar Avenue again. So one of the things that I definitely tried to make sure that I did on the diagram, and believe it or not, the original idea was to do the statue. It was actually Mayor Troiano that approached us and went, yeah, there needs to be more. It can't just be the statue. So the one thing that he had said is to do the picture and do the actual history of it, and that's exactly what I listened to the mayor about. It'll be a much bigger display. You'll be able to take pictures with it. It's going to have a QR code on it, so this way, if you're telling anybody about it or nobody knows about it, they'll be able to actually scan the QR code, go directly to the website, and start learning about it, so they know why it's there. And finally, the one thing that's going to be really cool about this is the fact that just having some presence there in the exact location where that last griffin used to stand, it's going to stand back there again. And until we could finally get it together to actually rebuild Castle Dracula, which, I'm sorry, there's naysayers out there. I've been in this business for a very long time, and I will tell you, people are hungry for this to come back. People are hungry for the castle to come back. And as I said earlier, I've heard talk from people from California, from Florida, from Canada. I've even heard people from the United Kingdom. They've all talked about. Go out. There we go. They've all talked about. Whenever you bring up Wildwood, the first thing that comes out of their mouth is, "Oh, did you ever hear of the castle? What castle are you talking about?" It's like, Dracula's castle, Castle Dracula. What is it? It's like, oh yeah, we know all about that. That's our castle. And to be able to have some kind of presence back on there again in the immediate future, and by immediate future is the goal is to have this back on the boardwalk by the end of spring. The goal is to have this installed on the boardwalk by the end of this coming spring, which means we will be looking to have Castle Dracula Day weekend part 2 when we unveil the actual memorial on the boardwalk. So we will have that in the works. We will let everybody know what's going to happen with that. Have a couple of pamphlets that I'm going to hand out. I have already started the GoFundMe on this. One of the things I will say, if anybody wants to contribute to the GoFundMe for the memorial, I will be making sure that everybody who gives us their name will be put onto the actual podium that the Griffin will be on, because without this and without everybody's help, this won't be able to happen. Because we were able to do this with a hope and a prayer, and the fact that and what was it, a month and a half? Yep. Month and a half it took us to build this. Yes, and both of our wives wanted to kill us. So please, if you see our wives all tonight, please thank them too, because and without them and helping us and our kids being a part of it, I mean, this is not just about for you guys. This is about the continuation of the legacy of the castle. Nick will be long gone. Tiffany will be long gone. Paul will be long gone. This will still be here, because difference is with anything that's going to be on the boardwalk, we're responsible for it. So if something happens, we're going to take care of it. So we take it back the next year after the season's over. We take care of it, we fix it, and then we bring it back for the next year. Because you don't want it to just go a whole summer and then the wind gets at it and everything destroys it. Nope, we're going to make sure we're able to do it again. And who knows, maybe we even put more features on it. But this is our big announcement. There's going to be something having to do with the castle in a fantastic way, and it's going to be from something that actually existed of the castle. Nick has been a really big part of this process through everything that we've been doing, and as I said earlier, I can't thank the Nichols enough for when they built this. From Nick, the rest of the Nichols family, the actors, from 1977 to 2002. This castle may be physically dead, but it's not dead in here. It will never be dead in here. It won't be dead in here, because we all tell our families about it. And some of us, used to get bullied a lot because that's all they would talk about in the beginning of the school year. But that's, I don't know who that is. But anyway, this is what we're going to be doing. This will be on the boardwalk by the end of next spring. And we'll let you know sooner than later, so you'll be able to enjoy it. So We're going to post the GoFundMe link on here. I do have a poster that I'm going to have available, so I'm going to grab a couple of those if anybody's interested in doing the GoFundMe. But any information, we are going to post it on CastleDraculaWildwood.com. It is a living website. The reason why I say it's a living website, and I said it earlier as well, we want your photos of the castle, because this will help. This, we can make a QR code and have a running remembrance of it. Everybody's photos, and I said it earlier tonight, everybody has their own version of Castle Dracula, and your actual memories really get set in stone with your pictures. And one of the things about running CastleDraculaWildwood.com is, the reason why I'm running it is so that this way the memory doesn't die, and I don't want your memories to die either. So you can visit us on our website. Please, high-res photos if you have them. We appreciate it if you have videos too. Nobody's making any kind of money off of them at all. We will give you absolutely and utter full credit on the bottom of each image, so that this way you guys see it and you know that nobody's taking any money off of it. Because we're not making money off of this. We're not making money off of this or this. Because this is about a legacy. This ain't money. You can't buy the memories. And as I'm a fan first, I don't want this to ever die. It's been 22 years. I still don't go past that area without crying. So this is why we're doing it. Thank you to the city of Wildwood. Thank you most importantly to the actors, and thank you to the Nichols. We'll have something for the castle back on the boardwalk again. And that was the whole reason why we were doing this, so that this way, not just to celebrate you guys, but it's to celebrate those actors. It's to show those actors that in your minds they still mean something. Their legacy is there. The Nichols legacy is there. But it's showing everybody else that yes, there's so many more of us out there that celebrate this castle every year, by just having that one memory, looking down Cedar and going, I wish it wasn't looking at water slides, and I wish I'd be able to see those turrets again, and that smell of the smudge pots and toccata and the actors and the screams that you'd hear coming out of the castle. And most of all, when he was working, Dracula coming out and saying his iconic line of, "Welcome to my castle. Come in, don't be afraid. The dead man inside will no longer hurt you." I'm not going to do the whole thing. But we also have the official soundtracks too, which the Nichols have been a big part of, and luckily we've been able to preserve that as well, so you can also hear all the sounds that were inside the castle. And again, like I said, this is about preservation. This is not about anything else. This is about keeping your memories, and keeping particularly this memory alive. So in our minds, it's not gone. In our minds, it's not defunct. It's still here. It's just sleeping until we can bring it back. Thank you everybody for coming out tonight. And if for those of you who are interested in doing the costume contest, come over to the stage over here at 8:30, and good luck. Thank you, everybody.
You guys having a good time at the Castle Dracula event?
Yeah.
Lots of photo ops.
It's really cool. The sets are cool.
Yeah. I think they took this to the East Coast Haunters convention a couple weeks ago, right? Yeah.